Pale Moon Mill by Rosado. I used to have a friend, Luke. He and I were obsessed as teens with exploring abandoned buildings and investigating paranormal activities. We went all over Bridal Veil Lake and encountered some scary stuff. Nothing I would describe as supernatural. It was either humans making noise or squatters eking out a living space to do drugs or whatever. After high school, Luke and I went our separate ways, attending post-secondary in different towns. We stayed in touch, but only he remained fixated on exploring the paranormal. I had other things on my mind. Eventually, I graduated with a degree in business and started working for an insurance company immediately, outside of Bridal Veil Lake. I got an apartment, a nice car, and was seeing a great girl who, because of this, did not become my wife. I was at a Halloween party when Luke called. I honestly would have ignored the call if I'd looked at the number. "Sean, it's Luke," he said. He sounded stressed. "Hey man, what's up? You okay?" "No." And then there was too much silence between us. "You okay?" I asked again. "No, Sean, I'm not. Listen, I need your help." "Luke, what's going? I need you to come to the Pale Moon Mill," he said. "Luke," I said, "I'm not in Bridal Veil Lake anymore, remember?" "I know. I have no one else. It would mean a lot if, this one last time, please." I told my girlfriend I had to go. A friend was having an emergency, and I'd be able to explain better later. I left the party and hit the road. My windshield got egged twice because it was Devil's Night. A few hours of pranks, conducted by teens. A ritual Luke and I had been a part of a mere 6 years ago. Most residents of Bridal Veil Lake know about the Pale Moon Mill. It's a historic site on the river before the falls, within sight of Derry, New York. As the name states, it was a working mill in the 1800s or something. Once preserved by the local government and then left to ferment ghost stories like all old abandoned places. I hadn't been there since high school, and it hadn't fared well since my last visit. The parking lot was a field of tall weeds in the dark. None of the street lights had power anymore. The bulbs looked missing. I crushed some weeds to park, thick foliage covering the windshield like a blanket. With difficulty, I shoved open my door and called out for Luke. There wasn't another car or bike even. How did he get here? I felt like an idiot. Was he actually here? I texted him first. "You here?" I waited another minute before calling. No answer, and his voicemail inbox was full, so I couldn't even leave a message. "Come on, man," I texted. "I'm gonna leave." The ... thingy on my phone said he was typing a response. Herlo. He wrote back Herlo. HRLO. I texted back a question mark but didn't get a response. HRLO? If you look at your standard keyboard, you may notice the letters for HRLO are close to the letters that spell help. That's what I figured there. In those shoulder-high weeds. In retrospect, I should have suspected something. They were conveniently close to the spelling of help. I pushed through the weeds to the stairs of the mill. The front door was gone, and inside it was pitch black. "Luke?" No answer. "Luke!" I get a text and nearly shit myself. XPNE, in. Luke writes, and it looks enough like come in that I don't want to move. I stare into the dark. I don't know what to do or what's really going on. "Luke!" There's movement. Something moves inside. I can't be sure, but I swear it looked like something crawling on the far wall. That's ridiculous, though, so I shout for Luke to come out, and if he doesn't, I'm leaving, and he's an asshole. Luke strides out casually from the shadows with his hands in his pockets. He looks smug. "Hey, Sean," he says. "What's happening?" "You fucking tell me," I say. He looks confused. I thought you'd want to see this." "See what, Luke? You said you needed help. I do need help. I need your help. Sean, man, it's important. Please, come inside with me." Like the biggest idiot, I went. First, too. Luke was behind me. The first room is just a big, empty rectangle, and there are plenty of holes in the walls. I could hear the river and see the stars in the sky. There's a wide doorway leading to another smaller room that dips down. You have to jump down because the stairs that were probably there before collapsed and were taken away. We walked to the lip of this lower level and stood side by side, looking down to the concrete floor. "Look," Luke said, and pointed at basically nothing. It was too dark to see. "Can you see it?" "No, I don't see anything." But then I did. A shadow, or something like it, seemed to crawl around behind my own faint shadow being cast onto the floor. I figured it was a trick of the light, my eyes adjusting to the dark. Luke shone a flashlight down, placing the beam behind my body. "See it?" Again, it took a second. Then it was there, the shadow of another body, something moving slightly behind me. I turned quickly, and there was Luke, and he was smiling. "Not funny," I said. "I'm going." His smile fell. "That's not me, Sean. I swear. Look, you do it." He handed me the flashlight and stepped to the edge. The movement below was easier to catch this time. The same shadowy thing seemed to crawl behind the shadow he was casting. When I aimed the flashlight beam, it erased Luke's shadow and revealed the shape behind. "What the fuck?" I stuttered. It was there, a shadow, vibrating at the edges, with eyes made of holes in itself where a head would be. I dropped the flashlight and it rolled off the edge, spinning wild illumination on the walls where there were more of these creatures. I backed away into Luke, who was laughing and filming on his phone. "Isn't it great?" he said. "It's what we were always trying to find." I don't know what I said, but his happiness evaporated fast, and he shoved me. I fell off the ledge and onto the floor. It didn't hurt much, but it was cold there and uncomfortable. It was like insects were crawling across my skin. Luke walked to the edge of the floor above and shone his cell light at me. They were human shapes drawn in chalk, or ashes maybe, because it smelled like a bonfire down there. "Be seeing you, old friend," he said, and walked off while I cussed him out and climbed out of the lower floor. Luke was gone. I left his flashlight. I made the mistake of looking back and seeing those drawings in my faint shadow. There wasn't any movement this time, because Luke wasn't there to do what he'd done last time, I figured. I was about to leave, but my shadow wouldn't leave with me. It was the thing, a human shape with eyes of missing darkness, of scant light, I suppose. It was difficult to walk away. There was something there. What should I do about it? I started to get angry. It was a trick or something, a game. Screw Luke and his bullshit. I left. When I got back to my car, that's when I was attacked. I don't know if it was Luke or somebody else. I didn't get a chance to fight. They leapt out of the weeds and hit me hard once, and I went down. They took my keys, phone, wallet, and car. The police found me walking along the shoreline as the sun rose, bloodied and staggering, disoriented. I went to the hospital, and my parents were contacted. My girlfriend came too. We broke up before I completed counseling. I didn't tell anyone about the living shadow. The therapist and the girlfriend could tell I was holding something back. Luke's number is on the stolen phone, and I don't remember it, if I ever knew it to begin with. I might have called him to find out if he attacked me or what the hell that thing was. Maybe he would come back with me to the mill. I plan to go tomorrow, alone. I think it would like that, and there's no reason now not to. Maybe Luke is already there, waiting.